our winter wellness film, How to Keep Well,
Warm and safe.
We hope you enjoy it.
Hello, I'm Noel Baxter. I'm a GP in Southwark. I've been a GP in Southwark now since 2003.
Hi, I'm Irene. What are the common conditions people are prone to getting during the winter?
Over the winter, there are some conditions that people are more likely to get. And the good news is that it is possible to do something to prevent these things happening. So the common conditions that really drive the busyness in our emergency departments, in our GP surgeries, is infections of the respiratory system. So that's the nose, the throat, bronchitis, and actually sometimes pneumonia as well. So for people who are eligible to have the flu vaccine, it's really important that you get this as soon as possible. We know that the flu vaccine makes flu-related virus infections much less serious. So it's a really important thing to do. And
what are the things I can do to stay healthy this winter?
So other viruses, as well as flu, can be a problem during the winter. What you can do is, if you've got other conditions like heart problems, like chronic lung disease, like asthma, then if you do get an infection, make sure that you're taking your regular inhaler therapy, your regular tablets. If your disease is already well under control, then it's less likely that these other viruses will cause a problem. What's great this year is that if you do want to get your flu vaccine, that you can get it from your GP, but you can also see your pharmacist. And what is also great is that if you have a carer, they can also get the flu vaccine as well, so that everybody around you, if they have the flu vaccine, it's much less likely that you're going to get the infection as well.
Can I see my GP over the holiday period?
Over the holiday period, sometimes people think that it's going to be really difficult to get care. That's not true. Now, obviously people do take time off, but we have absolutely all of the bases covered during the winter. So your GP will be providing a service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have the extended primary care service, which runs 8 to 8, all of the days over the Christmas period. Outside of that time, we've got something called CellDoc, which is our local out-of-hours service. The great news about this is that it is provided for by your local GPs, okay? So never feel that there is not a GP to speak to. We are ultimately available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You don't need to go to the emergency department. Why don't you call the GP first? Find out what's going on, see what other options are available.
What's your takeaway message for me to keep with warm and safe this winter?
So I hope you have a lovely Christmas. Eat well, turkey or vegetarian if that's what you're going to have. Eat enough of it, but not too much.
Hello, I'm Dr. Nancy Cusherman. I'm a local GP and I also work with NHS Southwark Clinical Commissioning Group, particularly in commissioning services for people with mental health problems in the borough.
Hi, I'm Bill. What is mental health? Are the signs for to look out for mental health issues?
So the way I might notice that something was up with a person would be a change in their behaviour. For example, people find it harder to sleep, their appetite might go down. When you're feeling mentally unwell, you're preoccupied with quite a lot of worries and negative thoughts. So you don't communicate as much perhaps, and you may not pay attention and concentrate. I think also people stop doing some of the things they naturally enjoy. So you might see less of a person, they might keep themselves to themselves a bit more. And in older people particularly, you sometimes see physical health changes associated with mood changes. For example, constipation or being less active, being more prone to falls and becoming confused.
Why is it especially important in the winter to be mindful of the types of these issues?
So I think it's important to keep an eye on how people are in the winter, because it's probably a more challenging time for a lot of people. There's less light, it's colder, people tend to go out a little bit less and have less natural interaction with each other. And if you add in stresses like increased bills due to heating or the financial challenge of Christmas, then it may be that it does become a more difficult time for people.
To improve my mental health.
So in terms of, I suppose, keeping well, then I would say it's important to be occupied, whether that's in work or, you know, having a routine and hobbies, things you enjoy. I think it's also important to have company, have interaction with other people, and that can happen more naturally if you keep a routine going or you take part in certain activities. I think also sort of basics like getting enough sleep, eating healthily and exercise.
I go to get support for my mental health.
So if you need to talk to someone about your mental health, I think that there's obviously health services like general practice, and most GPs are very used to seeing people who are experiencing depression, anxiety or other changes in their mood. But it's also okay to talk to people within your local network, and they may be able to also give you some support. Another local service in the borough is the Wellbeing Hub, where they can also listen to your experiences or your problems and try and help you find some solutions.
What's your takeaway message to me to keep warm, well and safe this winter?
I guess my key message to help keep people warm, well and safe this winter would be to keep in touch. Keep in touch with other people, stay connected. Merry Christmas and keep well, warm and safe.
My name is Atul Patel. I'm a clinical community pharmacist practicing in Southwark.
I'm Molly. What services does Southwark Pharmacy offer?
The services Southwark pharmacies offer wide range. Apart from dispensing, the other free NHS services Southwark pharmacies offer are for common ailments, which is known as the Pharmacy First, treatment and support for stop smoking, flu vaccinations and pneumonia vaccinations. We also offer advice on healthy living, as well as advice for people with long-term conditions. There's also review of new medications as well as existing medications.
Do I need an appointment to see my pharmacist?
One of the biggest advantages of visiting your local pharmacy is that it is easily accessible, open long hours, and no appointments are necessary. And for finding out the opening hours, you can easily access this through the NHS Choice website, or pop into your local pharmacy or simply just telephone them.
When do I go to the pharmacy instead of the GP?
I've always believed that pharmacy should be your first port of call, and if necessary, the pharmacist or their highly qualified pharmacy team will advise you if you need to see another healthcare professional, such as a GP, dentist, or even if you need to go to A&E.
What is your message? People to keep safe and warm this winter.
My takeaway message for this Christmas is keep warm, eat plenty of fresh vegetables and fruits, but the most important thing is drink plenty of water every day. I truly believe this is the most underutilized medicine. I want to wish all the community a very, very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Enjoy the festive season.
My name is Eugene Henry and I work for Age Coalition of Southwark, which is a charity that supports older people to lead fulfilling lives. My role is as a care navigator, so I go out into the community and I help inform people about the services that they can access.
Hi, I'm Rose. How can you support me?
I can support you by listening to you and finding out what's going on for you at the moment and any areas of your life that you'd like to improve on, and informing you of services out there that you might be in need of. So that could be within Age Coalition in Southwark, We have a handy person service which will help you with any odd jobs around your home. We have a happy feet service which is a toenail cutting service, and we also have help at home which will support you with your general household needs.
Your Warm and Well in Winter programme.
Our Warm and Well in Winter programme is an initiative which is aimed at providing vulnerable older people within Southwark with key information on how they can keep warm and well within the winter season. We run this through a small grants programme which enables community groups to get together and host events so that people can come in and access information from our information and advice team or from one of the care navigators. We also collaborate with pharmacies and GP surgeries to deliver the message on how to keep warm.
How do I find out about all these charities?
You can call us directly and one of our coordinators or navigators will be able to assist you. Alternatively, you could visit our website, which has a range of our activities displayed. You can also contact your GP, who should be able to direct you to any of our services, or pop into our Yalding Healthy Living Centre, which is open Monday to Friday.
What's your takeaway message for me to keep warm and well in winter?
Firstly, heating. Ensure that your home is well heated, and that's generally 18 degrees centigrade for the bedroom, 21 degrees centigrade roughly for the rest of the home. Seek financial support. We have our information and advice team which can provide you with a benefits check to ensure that you're receiving all the money that you're entitled to, and ensure that you eat well and drink regularly. So keep warm and well and have a great Christmas.
We hope you enjoyed our film. If you need any more information, just contact us on the number below. And we hope you all have a Merry Christmas!